So my name is Amanda Barrett Brough. Originally, I'm from a little tiny town called Fountain Green, Utah. It's in central Utah. Most people don't know where it's at. It's like 1,000 people, really small. Currently, I live in Spanish Fork with my husband and my 4 kids. My kids range in age from 4 to 12 and are active in sports, and so we spend a lot of our times at ball games, which I really love. I work at Squire & Company. I started there right out of school, and I am an audit partner, and I've been the audit practice area leader for about a year now. Oh geez, pancakes or waffles? That's a tough one. I really like both of them, but I think that if I had to choose, I would say waffles. I have been a CPA, so I got my CPA license about a year after starting at Squire, so I've been a CPA for about 14 years now. I became a CPA probably because I was really good at math and my parents kind of pushed me in that direction. Dogs or cats? So that is kind of a hard question because I think I normally would say dogs, but I had 2 dogs before I had kids and they were like my kids and they totally took a piece of my heart with me or with them when they passed on. And so I've had a really hard time getting close to dogs since then. So I think my family would currently say I'm a cat person because we have this outside cat that I'm like always making sure is taken care of. And so they think that I've become a cat lady now. Yeah, first what comes to mind is my first accounting professor that I had at UVU. It was Steve Teeter. And it was a really fun class and it really solidified to me that I took the right path, that I was really gonna like accounting. The other person that comes to mind as far as a role model is our Squire's current CEO, Janice Bullock. She's just such a great leader and she inspires me to be more like her. What things made me proud to be a CPA? The first thing that came to mind was when I was selected to be in the AICPA Leadership Academy. And then also proud moments just when I became a partner and then when I was given the position of practice area leader recently. So I was originally involved in the Southern chapter. I served 3 years in the leadership for the Southern chapter, and I currently am on the Financial Literacy Committee. So at Squire, we have a women's initiative, and every year we choose to do one service project. So probably my favorite service project was when we helped Habitat for Humanity do a women build. So they chose somebody in the community that needed a home, and only women built that home. Of course, there were construction workers that helped, but it was really fun. And then the other thing that comes to mind is me and my husband both like to coach basketball and softball in our community. Summer or winter? Definitely summer. As a woman in the CPA profession, I know that I have a unique perspective and a diverse perspective, so I know it's important that those unique perspectives be heard, and I think it adds to the success of businesses and to my role at Squire. I also think I'm really good at making sure other people are involved in decision making. So when I feel like people haven't voiced their opinion, I'm really good at like bringing them in on the conversation. And I also think I'm really good at listening and getting feedback from people. I was so surprised when I got the email to receive this award. It was so flattering, and I'm really honored that they selected me for this award. So when I think of movies and TV series, what pops out to me, of course, is The Walking Dead. It's like the only TV series that I really follow. But I like to do like what I consider like the real way to watch TV shows. Like you have to like anticipate the show all week and actually watch it live when it's on TV. And then you have to have a friend that you can talk to about it the next day. Like, I don't understand the binge watching at all. Value that CPAs bring to an organization. I feel like, as funny as it sounds, I think that they bring balance. And so there might be others that have really extraordinary ideas, but CPAs are there to make sure that all aspects of the decision are considered and that everything is going to work out fine, and also make sure that from an accounting perspective that it's going to work out. So you got to consider the tax side, the book side. So we're there to make sure that everything's considered before decisions are made. Honestly, it really is tough to maintain a work-life balance. So I have 4 kids. The biggest thing I think that I do that I encourage others to do is I wake up at 4:30 in the morning. Not all the time, but especially during busy time. So, but what that does for me is my family is sleeping during that time, so I'm not missing any valuable time with them. So it allows me to get home at a regular time that I normally would. The other thing I feel like I do is my kids' sports games and other activities are very important to me. So I make sure to be to them. I never give on that. That's not something that I'm willing to compromise on. So I go to them. Mountains or beach? Definitely mountains. The ocean's really pretty, but I really do not like the sand. Like, I haven't ever understood that part of it. So I think I like the solitude and beauty of the mountains better. Career highlight. I was really, really proud when I was selected for the AICPA Leadership Academy. Something else that I'm proud of is a few partners at Squire were involved with the AICPA Women's Initiative Executive Committee in creating a toolkit for women's initiatives for other local CPA firms. It was a 3-year program, and I think we really did make a big impact, and we were able to help them make a good toolkit that many firms can be able to use. The advice that I would give to a new CPA, I always tell them to start your network from the very beginning. So keep in touch with the people that you go to school with, go to networking events. It's important to start early because it's something that builds upon itself. And so the earlier you start, the better. And the other thing I would say is just be ready to work hard, because there's things that are very rewarding about the profession. Like, I feel like I have a pretty flexible career, but it is something that you have to put a lot of effort into.